One day a note came home from school with my son's paperwork that said that there would be no textbooks this year for the kids. I wondered what that would be like. How do you go to school without textbooks? And for several days he would come home with a couple of pages of photocopied homework, and you work from that. But also in the notes that came home was a note saying how parents were supposed to help the kids with the homework and how much time they were supposed to spend doing the homework with them, and to go over the homework, to actually grade it and sign it, and all kinds of things. Well, I found it a little bit difficult to teach without a textbook. So I went down to the school and I asked the teacher why there were no textbooks. She said, because the legislature hadn't budgeted for them. Okay. Well, how about if you give me a list of the textbooks that you're going to use? And she said, why? I said, well, so I can go buy those books for my son so he can have them at home and I can teach from them. And she said, well, that wouldn't be fair. And I go, what do you mean it wouldn't be fair? She goes, well, it wouldn't be fair to the other kids. And I said, I didn't take the textbooks away from the other kids. I'm just trying to get my son a good education, a great education, actually. And she wouldn't give me the list. So I went to the office and I asked for the list of textbooks for my son's grade. They wouldn't give it to me either. I pulled up the financial statement for the school, and as years before I had been a legal financial analyst for the superintendent of public instruction for the state of Illinois in Springfield, Illinois, I was very comfortable with the financial statement. And what I found in there was the legislature had taken textbooks from its dedicated category, where they're required to spend the money, that amount of money, no more, no less, on that specific thing. And they had taken textbooks and put it under the umbrella heading of faculty salaries, and also some supplies and other things, which meant that textbooks, supplies, and others could be spent on at the discretion of the school under the heading of faculty salaries, which means they could spend the textbooks money on salaries. And that's what they did do. They had budgeted for the textbooks, but they had made it optional that you had to buy them. So the school didn't buy them. They used the money for salaries. Okay, I mean, we all want a raise and work hard to get it. But it bothered me to be told that the legislature didn't budget for them when the exact number, dollar number, was in there for the textbooks. They decided to buy none. But it bothered me even more that they wouldn't give me a list of the books that they were going to use so I could follow right along with the teacher, be completely in sync with her. But no, because that wouldn't be fair to the other kids. How could it not be fair to the other kids? If it's a disadvantage, if it's an advantage that my son has textbooks, then it must be a disadvantage that the other kids didn't have it. and that's how they lie to you. Love is a very powerful emotion. Love can cause someone to give up their own life for someone else. And shame is a very powerful negative emotion. Probably equal to love, maybe even exactly opposite to love. Love is about truth and openness. And shame is about hiding, secrecy, lying, covering up. I believe that the teachers were bugging the legislature for more money, and the legislature said, we don't have it. And the legislature got tired of it and figured out a way to get more money to the teachers, but letting the teachers be the bad guys. And that's what happened. The legislature did the honorable thing of budgeting for the books, did the dishonorable thing by putting a tasty treat in front of somebody that couldn't resist the treat. And the teachers blamed the legislature. And of course, if the legislature were confronted with it, they would blame the teachers. No truth. No love. Shame makes liars. The way I think about shame is if you're ashamed of what you do, then don't do it.